Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Terraceum. Student, staff, and parents of Mountlake Terrace High School, very proud and pleased to welcome you to tonight's Wesco 3A South men's basketball contest between the Meadowdale Mavericks and your Mountlake Terrace Hawks.
Hello? One.
This game is being played according to the rules of the WIAA, and those rules provide for fair competition among players. Spectators, you can also help promote sportsmanship by observing the rules of fair play, and the fans here at the Terraceum value our rich tradition of ensuring that every game embodies the spirit of great sportsmanship, and we certainly invite you to further that tradition this evening. And now, here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for the visiting Meadowdale Mavericks. Starting at one of the guard positions, he's a 5'9" senior wearing number 0, Kenley Ackerman. For the Hawks, as is tradition, we will be starting all of our seniors. Starting with the senior wing, standing 6'1", wearing number 22 tonight, Ali Shah. For the Mavericks, a 6'4" senior wing, wearing number 2, Charlie White. A 6'3" junior wing from Mountlake Terrace. He wears number 24, Gabe Altenberger. For Meadowdale, a 5'10" senior guard wearing number 10, Griffin Over. A 6'1" senior forward wearing number 30, Ryan Lacoste. A 6'5" senior post for Meadowdale, wearing number 11, Reed Wilson. For Mountlake Terrace, a 6'4" junior post, wearing number 40, Shimron Massey. Finally, for the Mavericks, a 5'7" senior guard, wearing number 23, Aiden O'Neill. And finally, from Mountlake Terrace, a 6'3" senior post, wearing number 42, Justin Hopkins. The head coach for Meadowdale is Andy Strite. The head coach for the Hawks is Nayland Sood. He is assisted by Greg Wirtz, Johnny Phillips, Al Shannon, Tim Cashman, and Anthony Asbury. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join our pep band for our national anthem. Just a quick reminder, tonight's game is a regular school function. The use of alcoholic beverages or tobacco products is prohibited in Washington State law.
Welcome to the Sound Live Sports Network. And you're here, video coverage of the high school's basketball team. Hello, everyone. Today is provided by Edmond School District CTE and the broadcast production class. Hello, my name is Erica. Today we are here home live at the Mountlake Terrace High School. Today the Hawks are going against the Meadowdale Markwins, And Mountlake Terrace has had a record of 7 losses and 13 losses and 7 wins. And Meadowdale has been tied with 9 losses and 9 wins. It could be anybody's game. Take it away, Steve.
Thank you, Erica, and welcome to the Terraceum, the home of the Mountlake Terrace Hawks. We are underway. District game, a Wesco game between the Mountlake Terrace High School and the Meadowdale Mavericks, and that is number 30, Ryan Lacoste, getting on the board here first, putting the Hawks in the lead. Getting a little bit of a late start here, so we'll get you caught up on the lineups here in just a moment. It is senior night here at the Terraceum, the final home game for the Hawks this season, and therefore they are allowing all 3 of their seniors to start this game, so we will get you caught up here in just a moment. Meadowdale with their first possession of the night, and drilling the three-pointer is Reed Wilson, 6'5" senior, putting the Mavs up on top 3-2. This is a big game. This game here may or may not determine which of these 2 teams goes to the district playoffs. Barring some sort of a minor miracle, we think we know who 7 of the 8 teams that are going to qualify for Wesco district playoffs are. The 8th team is going to be decided between these 2. Fairly simple equation. If Meadowdale wins this game tonight, as Shimron Massey traveling with the ball, turns it over to Meadowdale. If Meadowdale wins this game tonight, this is their final regular season game of the year, they will in fact clinch a district playoff spot, thus eliminating the Mountlake Terrace Hawks. If they lose this game tonight and Mountlake Terrace were to not only win tonight, but go on and win Tuesday night at Shorewood, then they would qualify for district playoffs and Meadowdale would be sitting at home. So Meadowdale cannot be eliminated tonight, but they certainly control their own destiny at this point. Charlie White with the ball down low. Nice pivot. Spins to the right, misses the shot. Allie Shaw coming up with it. And as I promised, we'll try to get to these starting lineups here as the action is coming at you rapidly right now. Derek Anima, number 34, with the ball. Anima is a 6'2" junior. Shimron Massey, the 6'4" junior, out on the top right now. And then we have our 3 seniors. Allie Shaw, number 22, he's a 6'1" wing, and he puts up a shot from 16 feet out. Misses it. Ryan Lacoste, wearing the number 30, he also got the start. He's since been subbed out for. And Gabe Altenberger, number 24, also in the game. Wide open look at a 3. That is Aiden O'Neill. He threw up an air ball there. It comes down into the hands of the Mountlake Terrace Hawks. Derek Anima on the other end floats up a shot. Doesn't go. Rolls off, and he will head to the line for 2. Should mention the other senior tonight, Justin Hopkins, the 6'3" senior. Also in for the Hawks. For the Meadowdale Mavericks, number 0, Kenley Ackerman. He is a 5'9" senior. He wears the number 0. Anima to the line for 2. Misses the first shot. This trip to the free throw line is brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, the Edmonds Sports Academy. Charlie White wearing the number 2. He's a 6'4" senior. He is also in the starting lineup. Number 10, Griffin Over, a 5'10" senior. Another miss for Anima. Number 11, Reed Wilson. We already mentioned him. He's a 6'5" senior. He drained at the 3 early on. And then number 23, the 5'7" senior, Aiden O'Neill, rounds out your starting lineups for the Mavericks. And now I can finally bring in, from Mountlake Terrace High School, a junior student. Did I have it right the first time?
Yeah, no, it's junior.
You're a junior. Irvin Zhang will be doing color commentary for us tonight.
Pleasure to be here as always.
Massey's going to pick up his first foul of the game. First team foul against the Hawks. And heading to the line is Charlie White for 2. And this trip to the free throw line also brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, the Edmonds Sports Academy. White gets that one to rim in. Charlie, the leading scorer and rebounder for the Meadowdale Mavericks this year. White swishes the second one. 5-2 Mavs lead early on. Meadowdale going right after the Achilles heel of the Hawks.
Again with the press, like always.
Press has been their bugaboo all year long. They've got to get it over the center line and just do with about a second to spare. Ollie Shaw in the corner for 3. Rims it in and out. Nice rebound by Massey. Floats that one up and in. Massey with a nice offensive board. Hawks within one, 5-4. Should mention this is the second meeting between these two teams this year as White goes up strong, gets tied up, and we've got a jump ball. Possession arrow stays with Meadowdale.
Good defensive play.
Meadowdale taking the ball out of bounds. They, however, do not get a new shot clock. Possession arrow means they get to keep the ball. However, the clock is now at 22 seconds. Griffin over with the ball right now. Gets it over to Aiden O'Neill. O'Neill dribbling to the left. Kicks it out to Ackerman. Ackerman drives the lane, floats one up underhanded, underneath the outstretched arms of Hopkins. Couldn't get it to go. Massey comes up with another rebound. Keep an eye on Massey. He has been on fire on the boards lately. 3 out of his last 4 games, he's been in double figures. He's got a couple early here tonight. Hopkins finds Massey down low. The hook shot gets it to fall.
He seems due for a big game.
4 points so far for Massey. His high on the season is 16 against West Seattle. Hawks would love if he were able to break that tonight. Mountlake Terrace back in the lead. O'Neill into the key. Kicks it back out. Gets Wilson, who throws it back to Over. Mavs are content slowing this one down a bit. They've got 11 to go on the shot clock. Ackerman finding Charlie White. White drives the lane, kicks it out. 3 ball up and short. Ackerman coming over the back. I believe they're going to get a call on him as Reed Wilson was the one missing the shot. It is, in fact, on Ackerman, his first. Second team foul against the Mavs. And Joey Gardner, the 5'9" sophomore, checking in for the first time tonight. Invite everybody to stick around at halftime. We've got a special presentation tonight as we've got our junior cheer squad here. Mountlake Terrace High School cheerleading team is putting on a clinic tonight for kindergarten through 8th graders and young ladies, and maybe even some young guys in there as well. We'll see are going to be performing at halftime, and we'll be showing that. 10 to go on the shot clock. Gardner forces that one in, and Nima couldn't quite come up with it. Charlie White with a steal, and he throws it away. He attempts to throw a pass to Wilson over on the sideline. And Irvin, last time these two teams played, the Hawks won 38-35. However, the score was 22-17 heading into the fourth quarter. A low-scoring affair, and the way it looks right now tonight, it may not be much of a different game here as Gardner floats up a three-pointer, hits it off the back of the iron. It pops up into the air and then falls out. O'Neill coming up with the ball, and now he's looking to get something going for the Mavericks. Finds Charlie White, kicks it over to Over. Over floats the lane, kicks it out to an open Wilson for 3. He hits it. Reed Wilson with his second tray of the ball game puts Meadowdale back out on top, 8-6. Anima on the other end. He drives the lane and gets one to fall. Anima, who missed 6 games with a leg injury, is back for his 3rd game now. Notice he's not shooting as much lately either. His last 4 games, he's failed to shoot more than 7 attempts from inside the three-point line. Very uncharacteristic of what we saw from him early in the season. So we'll see if he gets a little more aggressive tonight. Wilson misses another shot. Seems to be struggling within the three-point line himself. He's money from the perimeter, but Wilson's missed a couple now. 8-8 score, tie game, 1:51 to go here in the first quarter. Massey kicks it over to Anima, to Gardner, finds Altenberger in the corner for 3. Nothing but net. Altenberger with his first points of the night gives the Hawks a 3-point lead, 11-8 with 1:37 to go.
Superb ball movement.
Now 4 guys touching the ball out on the perimeter on that play. White goes up strong, draws the foul. Coach Nayland Sue did not like that one at all. They're going to call Massey for his second foul. Steve Turcotte, the referee he's arguing with right now, somebody he knows fairly well. Turcotte puts on a tournament every December down at Highline Community College, and the Hawks have played there, well, I guess at least the last 3 years anyway. Charlie's first free throw attempt is missed, and at this trip to the free throw line, it's also brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, the Edmonds Sports Academy. Very uncharacteristic. Charlie missing 2 free throws there. Hawks holding on to that 3-point lead. It's worth mentioning again, Mountlake Terrace will be eliminated from any kind of playoff contention if they lose tonight. They must win tonight and Tuesday at Shorewood. If they can win both of those games, they would knock Meadowdale out. Meadowdale, on the other hand, they clinch if they win tonight. Daniel Johnson floats one up, and he gets it to go.
What a tough shot. Wow.
Sophomore floating one up from about 9 feet away on the left-hand side there. Getting on the board early and no doubt helping his confidence. 7 straight points for the Hawks. Nice ball movement by Meadowdale. O'Neal for 3, and he hits. Aiden O'Neal getting on the board for the first time tonight. 3 3-pointers for Meadowdale here in the first quarter. 13-11, Hawks in the lead. 32 seconds to go in the quarter. Altenberger drives into the lane, kicks it back out to Johnson. Johnson pulls up from 9 feet out, hits off the rim once, and falls into the bucket. 4 points for Johnson.
Well, Steve, I think your prediction might have been wrong. I think this might be a high-scoring affair.
Ever since I said that, it seems to have sparked something with both teams.
They might have heard you.
Well, if that's all it takes, I need to say that more often. We like these high-scoring games. I believe we're going to get Joey Gardner called for a foul.
Very late call, but can't argue with the refs.
You can try, but it doesn't do much good. We saw Coach Sue do it a minute ago and still got the foul. 8 seconds to go. That was a non-shooting foul, and only the 3rd foul against Mountlake Terrace here in the half. Wilson kicking that ball around. Harrison White had it initially. Gets it into Charlie White. No relation, and White lays it up and in with a second to go. And that is the end of the first quarter. We've got a good one here. Mountlake Terrace 15, Meadowdale 13. You're watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
Hawks ball to begin the second.
And welcome back to the Sound Live Sports Network. Mountlake Terrace with the 15-13 lead after 1 quarter. Missed the first shot as that was put up by Ali Shaw. Meadowdale now swinging the ball around. We get a foul called against the Hawks. It's going to be Derek Anima picking up the foul, his first. 4th team foul against the Hawks. Charlie White in the lane once again, floats one up, misses the shot this time. Gardner coming down with the ball, kicks it over to Anima. Gardner slowing down the offense. Johnson floats it back to Hopkins. Hopkins for a brief moment thought about trying to get it to a cutting Anima. Didn't throw the pass, and that ball gets tipped away. That's Harry White with the ball. White kicks it over to O'Neal. Good to see Harry out there, by the way. Broken leg during the early part of the season. Got himself back in the action as that ball is stolen by Daniel Johnson. Johnson kicks over to Gardner. No score here in the second quarter. 6:27 to go. Shaw with the ball. Shaw drives the lane, kicks it back out to Anima, who throws it to Johnson. Johnson floats one up from 10 feet out. A little bit flat. Charlie White getting the rebound, pushes it ahead to Harry White. Slows it back down and kicks it over to Aiden O'Neill. We're now almost 2 minutes into the quarter with no score for either team. White with the ball down low, and he floats one up over his head. Gets it to go. Beautiful play. Nice shot by Harry White, not to be confused with Charlie White. Charlie wears the number 2, Harry 22, and Harry picking up his first basket of the game. Hopkins floats it out to Shaw. Back to Hopkins, 5:39 to go in the second quarter. Johnson getting trapped by White, floats it over to Anima, gets stolen away initially. Harry White got his hands on that ball, knocked it over to Charlie. Meadowdale back in business. It's number 15, Nathan Heilpap in for the first time tonight. Nice spin move by White, loses the ball. Gardner takes it, does not have the numbers. Let's see if he pulls up. Wisely does, kicks it out to Shaw. Shaw with an open three! In and out. Rebound comes down to Heilpap. And Aiden O'Neill bringing the team back up on the other side of the floor. We're now down under 5 minutes to go here in the quarter. Caleb Tingstead getting his first action of the night. Tingstead, who just signed a letter of intent to play football at Western Oregon University. Had a great career as a linebacker and tight end, as well as fullback for the Maverick football team, and even played some quarterback this year, first and foremost, I should say.
That was a sloppy turnover by the Hawks just now. There was not even a press. Wow.
So the turnover does go back to the Mavericks.
And that's going to get him a seat on the bench. That shows you what Coach Suge is like. You make a mistake, you're out.
He doesn't waste much time, does he? 4:35 to go. So getting back to Caleb Tingstead, he had a great year as a football quarterback for Meadowdale. They won the Wesco 3A South Division. Ended up getting eliminated from the state playoffs by Eastside Catholic, who won the state tournament. So nothing wrong with that as Heilpap misses a shot. And Caleb, an outstanding young man, and we couldn't be happier to see him get the football scholarship. Along with Malik Braxton, who we've yet to see play for Meadowdale tonight. Both basketball players, stars on the football team, both going to Western Oregon.
I bet Tingstead sets a mean screen with that football body.
I think he's listed at like 6'4", 240.
Yeah, he's got some broad shoulders and a big center. I'll tell you that.
Daniel, beat across.
That time he used the body to pick up a foul, his first. It's going to send Justin Hopkins to the line.
No shots.
Shooting 2, and this trip to the free throw line is brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, Edmonds Sports Academy, and Hopkins drains the first one. Hawks' first points of the second quarter, and it comes 4 minutes and 4 seconds into the quarter. So to reiterate, we're more than halfway through the second quarter, and Meadowdale has outscored Mountlake Terrace in the second period 2-1. 2 points to 1 point. That wasn't a ratio, that's the total. Heilpap throws one up, and he gets it to go from the wing. His first bucket of the night. Meadowdale takes the lead again at 17-16 with 3:32 to go. Gabe Powder kicks it to Johnson, over to Altenberger.
Swing it.
Swinging the ball around to the Hawks. They throw it into the left corner where Altenberger has it. 15 seconds to go, and they're really running Altenberger ragged right now as he goes left to right. Finally, he takes the three, leaves it short. Derek Anima coming up with the board.
Good hustle.
Looks for a cutting Johnson, decides to shoot it himself. Johnson gets the rebound. Hawks with a new 35-second clock.
Now they just need to capitalize right here. They need a score.
Altenberger in the corner. Hits the front of the rim. Ball bounces around and finally falls into the hands of Harry White. Offense is struggling on both ends here right now. 2:43 to go in the half. Meadowdale 17, Terrace 16. Heilpap floats another shot up almost in the exact same spot as he just made one on the last trip. This time he misses it, and Meadowdale able to come away with the offensive board. Ackerman to Tingstead, back to Ackerman. Tingstead's going to fire up a three this time, leaves it way short. Getting the rebound is Wilson, and Tingstead sneaks in and tips Wilson's shot back in. Gets it to go, and Mountlake Terrace is going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Sound Alive Sports Network. And welcome back. 2:15 to go here in the first half. Meadowdale 19, Mountlake Terrace 16. Huge game tonight as one of these teams will be playing in the district tournament, which starts next Saturday night. The other one's season's going to come to an end before that. If it's Mountlake Terrace losing tonight, their season would end right here on the spot. Well, they would still have to play a game, but they would be eliminated from playoff contention. As Tingstead has the ball, kicks it out to Wilson for an open three. In, out, and back in. The rim is very kind as Reed Wilson connects on his third three-pointer here in the first half. Meadowdale on a 7-0 run right now, and they take their biggest lead of the night, 22-16. Altenberger driving the lane, kicks it out to Hopkins, floats one up from the baseline, can't get that one to go. Wilson coming away with a rebound, and the Mavs looking to expand that lead right now. Ackerman out on top, 1:14 to go here in the half. 22-16, Meadowdale. Heilpap down low as Tingstead with a nice pass to him. Over the back pass to Ackerman. Tries to get cute and floats one into Harry White, loses the ball.
Whoa.
Scramble for it.
Hopefully everyone's okay. That was a sequence of falls.
Ackerman a little slow to get up. Let's see if he's all right. We're going to get Harry White for the foul, his fourth team foul. And checking in to the game for Meadowdale, number 20, Lee Bremer, getting his first action of the night, the 5'9" junior, as well as the aforementioned Malik Braxton, 5'11" senior. We were just talking about Malik a moment ago as he and Tingstead, the two Meadowdale players down low, are the two that are going to Western Oregon on football scholarships.
Very talented player on both sports, too.
A little confusion here as the Hawks are finally ready to inbound this ball. Exactly 1 minute to go in the half.
Regular.
Johnson inbounds it to Gardner. Hawks have only scored 1 point here in the entire second quarter. Meadowdale has scored 9. 1 point coming on a free throw by Hopkins. And we get a travel by Hopkins. He's going to turn it back over to the Mavs. 44 seconds remaining in the half.
Interesting decision by Sue to not play Shimron Masih. He had a great first quarter, but he hasn't seen any action in the second quarter.
He had the 2 fouls, so perhaps he's saving those for the second half. We'll wait and see what he does. We get a hand check against Hopkins. He picks up his first. Only the 5th team foul against Mountlake Terrace in the half. Meadowdale with 4, so neither team in the bonus. And with 32.5 seconds to go, I can't imagine either team is going to get there in this half.
Let's hope not. Oh.
Very close to over and back as Bremer was airborne when he caught that ball. Shot clock is now turned off. We're under the 35-second mark. 22 seconds remaining. Braxton with the ball. See if Meadowdale's going to try to delay this and get a last shot, or if they're going to just try to see if something's open and maybe go earlier than that. We're down to 12 right now. Tingstead picking it back to Bremer, and they're very content just to take one shot and let the clock expire. 4 seconds to go. Bremer with his back to the basket. Kicks it to Heilpap. He's got to put up a long three. Misses the shot, and that is the end of the first half. Our score, Meadowdale 22, Mountlake Terrace 16. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back,
people assume quality car insurance has to cost more.
And we'll
people
have
assume too much.
A special feature tonight.
The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection.
High School cheer
so
squad.
get the facts.
You're watching the Sound
because
Live
you know what
Sports
they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
To see how much you can save on car insurance and much more, call Jeff Smar. Jeff's office serves many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mountlake Terrace. He can be reached at 425-949-7103 or Jeff Smar at all.
Hey sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the West Coast Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the West Coast Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the West Coast Conference.
Sound Live Sports Network production services are provided by the Broadcast Field Production Class, a CTE intra-district course. If you are a student in the Edmonds School District, you can be part of the exciting world of live sports production. Learn about broadcast announcing, broadcast engineering, and sports reporting while providing a valuable service to your community. Contact your school counselor today to find out more and sign up for Broadcast Field Productions.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students, to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
And welcome back to the Sound Alive Sports Network. Our score at halftime, the Meadowdale Mavericks 22, the Mountlake Terrace Hawks 16. And we are just moments away from a very special presentation. The Mountlake Terrace High School cheer squad has been conducting a clinic today between 5 and 7 p.m. They had youngsters from kindergarten through 8th grade. Some of these youngsters look younger than kindergarten even. They've come out to perform and learn a dance routine, and now they're going to show us that routine. So at this time, I'm going to turn down my microphone, and we'll turn on the music and let you enjoy the Mountlake Terrace High School cheer squad along with their newest friends from their dance clinic.
all the cheer squad, and all the participants, and especially you moms and dads who came this afternoon and participated. Also like to just draw your attention next Saturday afternoon from 4 to 6 right here at Mountlake Terrace High School. We're having our annual.
And that is our cheer performance for the night. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have a quick interview and get you back to the second half of action. Once again, the score, Meadowdale 22, Mountlake Terrace 16. You're watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or
Hey sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the Westco Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the Westco Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the Westco Conference.
And welcome back to the Sound Alive Sports Network. Your halftime score, Meadowdale 22, Mountlake Terrace 16. And we've got two very special guests with us, Mackenzie and Joey from the cheer squad. First of all, welcome to the Sound Alive Sports Network, both of you. And secondly, and most importantly, congratulations on a big weekend.
Thanks.
Now, talk to us a little bit about what took place. You guys were in a state cheer tournament, and how did you do?
We placed 5th in our division.
And Joey, there we go.
Yeah,
Much
we placed 5th in our division.
5th in your division in the state, right?
Yeah.
So now, what was your division?
Our division is all girls, non-tumbling, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A.
Now, I got to ask the obvious question right off the bat. All girls?
Yeah, it's because we only have one guy. When you have two guys, then it becomes a co-ed team.
So you are, in fact, able to you performed as well, then?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And now, Mackenzie, this is your second year performing at the state tournament.
Yeah.
The second year in the history of the school that we've ever been in the state tournament, correct?
Yeah.
So what did you learn from last year that you were able to apply to this year?
I think it was mostly trying to stay positive and not getting ahead of ourselves at the competition, because it is easy to get carried away and lose track of what we're really there to do, because it is a lot of fun, but we're there to win.
So a lot less nerves in your second year than first year?
Yeah.
Knowing kind of what you needed to do?
Yeah.
Joey, I've got to ask you, so you made a little bit of a transition this year, right? Because if I recall last year when I saw you, usually at games, you didn't look like this, right?
Yeah, no, I was dressed up like a big hawk.
you were Herky the Hawk. Was that something you'd already kind of planned on
I wasn't
switching
necessarily
over?
planning on doing it. I was just, I kind of wanted to do the mascot. I thought it was fun. Bailey, the mascot before me, passed it on to me. And then, I know, just watching the cheer team through practices and all that stuff, I just got really excited about it and wanted to try it out.
And I'm guessing that if Herky had been at the state tournament, they would not have allowed Herky to perform, right? So it probably worked to your benefit.
Yeah, actually it did.
And how's it been for you this year? Now, all the guys have to give you a bad time at school, right? I mean, you get to hang out with girls all day long. That's gonna. Are some of them kind of jealous of you, or what kind of comments do you get?
I do get some people that are jealous, some people that are, a little rude, of course.
Sure.
But most of the time, it's just been really supportive with the environment at our school.
Now, Mackenzie, what's it been like for you? This is your second year on the cheer squad, is that right? What's the difference between year 1 to year 2? Have you learned more? Different team, right? You had a lot of seniors last year.
Yeah. Because we were competing the last 2 years, we had to really up our ante. So our stunts have definitely gotten more difficult from last year to this year, just because we do know what they expect from us.
And one last question I want to ask you both. You've placed 5th at the state tournament. Meadowdale was 3rd as Charlie White misses a shot. What kind of is there a rivalry there between the schools? Do you work together? How's that been?
Yeah, we definitely work together. Their coach comes and mentors us a little bit, so that's very helpful.
Joey, same way. Do you ever get a chance to talk to some of the other members of the Edmond School District teams? And
it's been like sort of like a friendly rivalry, sort of, not really, because we work together. We're really supportive of each other. We go up like at the different competitions and we cheer on for each other. Like we sit down in front of them and we do their cheers with them. Their coach has been really supportive for us and we've helped them out. So
very cool. Well, hey, congratulations to both teams. Since we're doing the Meadowdale game, we should give them a shout out. So for Meadowdale and for both of you, congratulations, Joey.
Thank you.
Great job, Mackenzie.
Thank you.
Great job. Nice to have you both on here, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Thanks.
Go Hawks.
Thanks.
There we go. So Mackenzie Gardner and Joey Owens joining us for a few minutes. And we are back in action here. We haven't missed much. There hasn't been a score yet here in the third quarter. We're 42 seconds in. 22-16. Hawks still trailing by 6. Meadowdale looking to expand their lead, wearing the road blue uniforms. Nice spin move by Over. Kicks it out to Ackerman. Ackerman drives the lane. Leaves that one a bit short. Massey got his hands on it. Batted it out to right into the hands of Charlie White. Kicks it to Over. Over with the 3. Rolls in, out, off the backboard high, and then finally falls to the ground. And with 6:49 to go here in the third quarter, still looking for our first points of the second half. And quite frankly, the Hawks are still looking for their first field goal since the first quarter, believe it or not. As we mentioned earlier, they only scored 1 point in the entire second quarter. And Derek Anima ends that streak. 17-foot floater up on the right wing, and the Hawks are now within 4, 22-18. Irvin Zan, you're back.
Yeah.
Rough second quarter for the Hawks. They're going to need to do a little bit better than that to get back in this game.
Luckily, they have Shimon out there, and he's a good offensive and rebounding. Oh, wow.
And I think she jinxed him there as Charlie White hits the basket and draws the foul on Massey, his third.
Oh. But as you said earlier, Charlie White is also a very good rebounding and offensive player.
Charlie now with 6 points on the night. He's going to go to the line for the bonus shot, which is brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, the Edmonds Sports Academy. And White with a pretty floater gets that one to go. 25-18. Meadowdale with their largest lead of the night right now. It's 7.
And here comes this press again.
And we should run through some numbers here in a minute as there's another turnover. Over with the ball. Floats one up underhanded. Misses it. Wilson trailing behind him gets the rebound, and he missed the shot as well. Altenberger finally able to come away with it. Turnovers have really done the Hawks in this year. Looking at this stat before the game, and we'll try to get it to you here shortly. I believe the turnover ratio between the Hawks and their opponents has just been an atrocious number. Anima drives hard to the basket, misses the shot, but he's going to head to the line for 2. And here's the stat I was looking for. Coming into the night, the Hawks have turned the ball over 263 times this year. Their opponents have turned the ball over 140. It's a difference of 123 turnovers. And oh, by the way, you start to look at field goal shots. Consequently, no big shock here as Anima is going to the line for 2. And this trip to the free throw line is brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, Ackerman on the foul, and Anima hits the first shot. Well, the Hawks have given up 133 more field goal attempts than their opponents this year. And at 44%, you can do the math fairly quickly, and that starts to add up to a lot of points as Anima hits the second shot as well. 25-20. Turnovers have been the name of the game all season long for the Hawks. If they can keep those to a minimum, they usually do pretty well. Over misses the shot. Anima with the rebound. Nice defense by Charlie White. He traps him, forces Anima to float a pass over to Massey, who is finally able to come up with it. Joey Gardner's going to reset the offense now.
Only 10 on the shot clock. They're going to have to hurry.
Altenberger driving the left side of the lane, floats one up. Misses the shot, but he's going to head to the line for 2.
Good aggressiveness. I didn't like the first half because this is all jump shooting. Now they're actually taking it into the paint and drawing fouls.
Over picks up the foul, his second team foul on the Mavs. And Altenberger, the last time these two teams played, he was 9 for 12 from the free throw line. 12 attempts. He's yet to have one tonight. Hits the first one there. And this trip to the free throw line, it's also brought to you by our friends at the Edmonds Sports Academy. Harry White and Caleb Tingstead checking back into the game. Reed Wilson and Kinley Ackerman checking out. Altenberger misses the second one. 1 for 2 from the line is Altenberger. Shooting 65% on the year. Hayden O'Neill with the ball right now. Looking down low for White, doesn't have it. Finally kicks it over to Harry White. He was looking for Charlie White, who finally gets his hands on it. Back to Harry White for 3. He hits.
The white-to-white connection, I see.
And again, no relation, but you wouldn't know it by the way they played there. They look like they've knew exactly where the other was going to be. Harry to Charlie, back to Harry for the 3. Shaw with the ball down low. Going to get an offensive foul called against the Hawks. They call that against Derek Anima, his second foul. Second team foul against the Hawks. (28-21) football score. Meadowdale up by the touchdown right now and looking for more. 4:23 to go here in the third quarter. Tingstead looking down low, and he finds his man. That is Harry White. White misses the shot. And scrambling for his own rebound, commits the foul.
Joey, get away!
The second foul on the night for Harry.
I think the stat of the game should be how long has Sood stood up the whole game.
Doesn't sit down very often. Yeah, we are sitting right next to the Mountlake Terrace bench. And how do you like the suit that Johnny Phillips has on tonight?
Oh, it's very, very clean, very fresh, if you want to say.
Sharpest dressed man in all of Wesco right there, Johnny Phillips.
Yeah, from head to toe, even the socks.
Longtime assistant coach here at Mountlake Terrace. He's a class of 1989, alum of the high school. Altenberger with the ball, floats one up from 17 feet out. He hits it. Altenberger now with 6 points on the night.
If they can get him involved, that's going to be a very good offensive boost.
28-23, Meadowdale with the 5-point lead. Charlie White with the ball, spins into the key, floats one up underhanded. Can't quite get it to fall, and Massey comes away with another rebound. Looking over here, are you keeping rebounds or is Josh? You are, right? Josh Morrison also helping us on stats tonight. How many rebounds does Massey have right now?
Only 3. He had 2 in the first quarter, and then because of the lack of play in the second quarter, this is his first, and now that's his 3rd overall.
3:12 to go here in the third quarter. Anima from the corner. He's going to float a runner up. Bounces off the rim a couple of times and finally falls off into the hands of Tingstead.
Guess the rim isn't so friendly to us.
2:58 to go here in the third quarter. Charlie White with the ball. Kicks it over to Tingstead. Tingstead gets Anima up in the air, pushes his way forward, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Tingstead.
Smart play. When you have the bigger man on you, take the charge.
Great job by Anima to stand his ground and allow himself to be pushed to the ground to pick up that foul.
That must have been a big hit to the chest. He's a linebacker, so, oh.
He's a quarterback, too. Go figure that, right? He's a large quarterback, and a good one at that. 28-23. Meadowdale with the 5-point lead. Hawks in the home white. Looking to cut that deficit down right now. Joey Gardner with the ball. Being guarded by O'Neill. Picks up a screen from Massey. Kicks it to Johnson over to Altenberger. Down to 13 on the shot clock. Altenberger dribbling around. Finally swings it around to Gardner, who finds Johnson. 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. He pulls up from the free throw line, and he connects. Daniel Johnson with 6 points.
He's been aggressive today, too.
Johnson's season high he's matched his season high. He had 6 also against Marysville Pilchuck way early in the season. Harry White with a post move down low. Can't get that one to fall. Altenberger for 3. We're tied. Altenberger connects. 7 straight points for the Hawks. 28-28.
Get away, Daniel.
O'Neill to Tingstead over to Charlie White. Charlie White down low, and he draws contact. And Charlie's going to head to the line, shooting 2. Never a dull moment on the Mountlake Terrace Hawks benches. You can hear both Coach Nayland Sood and Johnny Phillips fired up and yelling right now. Johnson picks up the foul. Charlie White heading to the line for 2. Misses the first shot. And this trip to the free throw line is brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, the Edmonds Sports Academy.
Going back to Altenberger, he's doing pretty well this game. He's shooting 3 for 5, 2 of 2 from 3, from what my stat guy over here has taken. So,
Josh Morrison, can we trust his numbers?
I think so.
White missing a second free throw. Charlie now 3 of 7 for the game from the free throw line. Mentioned earlier, he's the leading scorer and rebounder for Meadowdale. And Daniel Johnson floats one up. The Hawks are back in the lead. Daniel Johnson with a career-high 8 points here tonight.
He's 4 for 5. He's shooting a great percentage.
80% let him shoot it every time, right?
Yeah, it's always from that mid-range, the close range.
Harrison White to Tinkstead. He's looking down low for Charlie White. White underhand as he's floating to the left, misses the shot. Massey with the rebound. I think he took his own man down as he bumps into Daniel Johnson. Massey lost the ball briefly there as they're going to say Charlie White touched it last. And Kyle Grund, 6'6" senior, checking in for Meadowdale for the first time tonight. Going to give Charlie White a little breather with 1:02 to go. Justin Hopkins also checks back in. 30-28. Gardner with the ball. Meadowdale applying the press right now. Johnson finds Anima. Anima floats one up, leaves it short. A lot of contact. He gets his own ball back, gets that one to fall. Anima with 8 points tonight. Hawks up by 4, 32-28. They are on an 11-0 run right now.
Anima also unofficially has 6 boards to go along to 8 points.
Nice game for Derek. Ball is loose, and Justin Hopkins comes up with it. Daniel's going to slow it down a bit, kicks it back out to Hopkins, who throws it to Gardner. Shot clock should be off. We're down to 18 seconds to go here in the quarter. Johnson for the long shot, rims it off. Ball comes down to O'Neal. You can hear Nayland Sood yelling on the side. He wanted the Hawks to play for the last shot, and instead they're going to let the Mavericks do that. O'Neal kicks it out to Harry White. A long three, in and out. Gardner with the rebound. He fires a three-quarter court shot. Leaves it short, and we've come to the end of an exciting third quarter. Our score, the Mountlake Terrace Hawks 32, the Meadowdale Mavericks 28. You're watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
If you've been wanting to get back in the game, whether it's basketball or just improving your fitness level, Edmonds Sports Academy is the place to go. Edmonds Sports Academy, believe in the power of play. Call them at 425-772-1901. It'll be the Hawks ball to begin the final quarter. If you're enjoying this one, you can watch it again on Sound Live Sports Network. Play-by-play being brought to you by Steve Willits tonight.
And welcome back to the Sound Live Sports Network. We've got an exciting game here with 8 minutes to go. We're in the fourth quarter now. Hawks 32, Meadowdale 28. The tale of two very different quarters as Gardner hits that ball off the foot of a Maverick. So looking back on the second quarter, Meadowdale had outscored Mountlake Terrace 9-1. And then in the third quarter, the Hawks come back and they outscore Meadowdale 16-6. Take a 4-point lead. Altenberger with the open three, leaves it short. Altenberger really struggling from the three-point line late in the season. Over misses the shot. Gets his rebound back, floats up a three, and he connects. Griffin Over getting his first bucket of the night, 32-31. Gabe Altenberger was 4 for 7 from the three-point line against Shorecrest on Tuesday. This is that shot. Been struggling a bit before that one, but tonight he's been hitting for the most part.
Work, Joey.
Over with another three. That was for the lead. He missed that shot. Eckerman getting the offensive board for Meadowdale. 6:52 to go. They've still got life here on this possession as new 35-second clock has been set. Heilpap back in the game. Charlie White looking for a cutter down low. Finally floats it back out to Heilpap. 17 to go on the shot clock. Just got sent a score from Meadowdale High School. Is going to foul along the baseline, a non-shooting foul, so Meadowdale will get a new 35-second clock. It looks as though Meadowdale girls are leading the Mountlake Terrace girls 28-22 at halftime.
Very close game then.
Go, Derek. You ready, Derek?
Got sent another score here a minute ago as far as the girls' side is concerned. Linwood and Glacier Peak are playing tonight. Linwood ranked number 1 in the state. Glacier Peak, I believe, is number 5 at last check. They're tied at halftime.
Wow.
So stay tuned for that one.
It's illegal.
Eckerman with the ball, kicks it over to Over. Over, gets it back out up on top. 14 to go on the shot clock, 6:10 showing on the game clock. Hawks with a very slim 1-point lead. Eckerman kicks it to White. White with 4 seconds to go on the shot clock, forces a shot, misses it. And Anima can't hold on to the rebound, out of bounds, and Meadowdale gets a new 35-second clock. We might get a little bit of an argument here as White put up that shot with 4 seconds to go on the shot clock, did not hit the rim, and now the referees need to determine, did Anima ever in fact have possession? If he didn't, then Meadowdale should only have 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
I don't think he did, to be quite honest with you. He wouldn't lose it so easily.
The refs are conferencing about that right now, and here they come over to talk to the table. They are going to say that Anima did in fact have possession, so they're going to reset the shot clock. Got to get a few other things in here right now while we got a little bit of a break in the action. Are you going to the father-daughter ball next week?
Yes, I am.
Are you working that as a member of the Hawkeye?
Yep.
Remind me in a minute here when we have a break in the action. We'll talk about that and let you get a plug in for that. As Charlie White, spin move down low, floats one up, in and out.
Wow.
And they're going to call Massey with the
fourth.
foul.
That's his fourth. That's a big call right there. He's going to play a bit conservative for the remaining 6 minutes of the game.
5:50 showing on the clock. White's going to head to the line for 2. Meadowdale trailing, or rather Meadowdale up by 1 right now. Made the basket. I heard shoot the ball.
No,
we got a little confused. That's why I was confused. I didn't think they made the basket. He did not make the shot, so they put 2 up on the clock. So it should be 32-32.
Count the first free throw for White.
Hey, Stu, he hasn't made any good call now. Why does listen until now?
32-32. They're still working on the scoreboard. It should be 32-32. $5:50 to go. So Charlie White with 1 more free throw. The game should be tied at 32 all, and we finally get that correct. And this very long, extended trip to the free throw line is brought to you by our From the Stripe sponsor, the Edmonds Sports Academy. And White connects on the second shot as well. I'd like to think that Sandy Merton just knew that he was going to make both free throws, and that's why she had the 33 up on there to begin with. At any rate, Charlie getting both of those free throws. Meadowdale back in the lead. We're down to 5:39 to go in the fourth quarter. I would say in the game, but the way this one's going, we might be playing extra time here. We'll see. Altenberger drives the lane, kicks it out to Massey. Massey with the floater. The Hawks are back in the lead.
That's a beautiful shot right there, and good ball movement.
Massey from about 12 feet out. Drained that one from the right baseline. Meadowdale now with their chance to try to answer. Tingstead with the ball up on top. He's going to drive hard to the hole. Floats one up over Anima and gets it to fall. Tingstead with 4 points on the night, and Meadowdale is back in the lead.
That's power and finesse right there with that move.
Had 3 straight lead changes in the last 3 possessions. Let's see if the Hawks can make it a 4th right now. They trail by 1. Anima getting bumped by Tingstead. Goes underneath him and lays it in.
Great step through move. Good recognition. Good body movement. Wow.
It looked as though Tingstead lost his balance and was just falling all over Anima. I thought they were going to whistle a foul. They didn't, so Anima just ducked underneath him.
I mean, when you're a smaller guy, I mean, that is a smart thing to do.
And he's not usually the smaller guy, right?
Yeah.
Over with the ball, 12 to go on the shot clock, 4:22 to go on the game clock. Hawks with a 1-point lead. Mavericks with the ball. Tingstead's going to put up a 3. Can't get that one to go. It just rolls out.
I don't know if that's what Coach drew up, but anyhow, it was close.
5 seconds to go on the shot clock at that point. I figure Caleb thought he had an open look. He took it. Anima with a 3. He hits it! Remind you once again, if the Hawks win this game tonight and if they win at Shorewood on Tuesday night, they will qualify for the district playoff and eliminate Meadowdale. Anima with the steal. We get a scramble for the ball, whistles everywhere, and we're going to call it a jump ball. Anima laying flat on his stomach. Seems to be in pain right now.
Can't have a timeout. There's no possession. There's no possession to have a timeout. Where's the possession?
Anima gets up, hobbling a bit.
They're scrambling for the ball.
Meadowdale calling a timeout when the ball was on the floor. Coach Shute arguing that there was no possession, but the referee says otherwise. Get a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. This game's coming right down to the wire. You're watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
Sound Live Sports Network production services are provided by the Broadcast Field Production Class, a CTE intra-district course. If you are a student in the Edmonds School District, you can be part of the exciting world of live sports production. Learn about broadcast announcing, broadcast engineering, and sports reporting while providing a valuable service to your community. Contact your school counselor today to find out more and sign up for Broadcast Field Productions.
And welcome back to the Sound Live Sports Network. 3:41 to go here at the Terraceum. The Hawks with a 4-point lead. They need this win to stay alive and to possibly get into the district playoffs. If they lose tonight, they are mathematically eliminated. If they win tonight, they still have to win at Shorewood on Tuesday. If they don't win both of those games, Meadowdale would then sneak into the playoffs. I should point out one thing. It's not a certainty, as the only other way in which both of these teams could possibly get into the playoffs together is if Mountlake Terrace wins the next 2 games, and if Arlington were to lose one of their next 2. They're playing Everett and Marysville-Getchell, 2 teams that they beat rather handily early in the season, and they're playing Everett right now. I have yet to see a score, but if Arlington were to somehow lose both games, both of these teams could sneak in. Probably not going to happen, and therefore you need to win tonight if you are either of these 2 teams.
Yes, yes. That was a costly turnover going back to the last play. That could hurt the Hawks tremendously.
2:52 to go here in the game. O'Neal with the ball. Meadowdale trailing by 4. Setting up the offense, kicks it over to Wilson. We're down to 11 on the shot clock. Tries to find Charlie White down low and give Massey a lot of credit. With 4 fouls, he reached in there and batted that ball away. Wow. Altenberger with the long 3, misses it. Massey almost going over the back. I'm going to say he tipped it last as Charlie White lunged for the ball.
Wow.
That was close. I thought White initially touched it, but they're going to say no. Smart move on Massey's part. He started to reach over the back of White. And a reminder, he does have 4 fouls already. Pulled himself back. 2:27 to go in the 4th quarter, 39-35.
Turnovers on both sides.
That's illegal.
O'Neal looking down low, finds Charlie White. White goes up. Massey got a part of the ball. Luckily for him, he didn't get any hand because that would have been foul number 5. Kicks it ahead to Gardner. Gardner tries to force it into Altenberger. Hits it off of Over. Over steals the ball. Kicks it ahead to White. White with the easy layup. Meadowdale within 2, and we're now down to 1:58 to go here in the ball game.
With that move, I thought he was going to dunk the ball, but then I remember this is high school.
White, very easy layup and a smart layup at that. You don't need to force anything. Ball gets loose momentarily. And the Hawks are going to call a timeout, a 30-second timeout, 1:47 to go. Let's keep it right here, and let's talk a little bit about the father-daughter ball coming up. Do you want to take this one, Irvin? What is this?
Okay, yeah, so it'll be on thank you, Steve. It'll be Saturday, February 14th on Valentine's Day, and it'll be from 4 to 6. Our buddies Paxton and her department are working really hard. The cheerleaders, Morgan and Taylor, will be the heads of it along with them, and it'll pretty much be a great time to spend some family time, I guess. I mean, moms and sons are also welcome too. We're not exclusive.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service.
So next Saturday,
owned by a lifetime Edmonds
right
resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist.
Come join us
You
here.
can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
And we'll
Are
be
you a
glad to
whiz
pass
in
it along. The
filmmaking?
Hawks with the ball,
Do you want to
1:44 to
become
go.
extraordinary in filmmaking?
Altenberger over to Joey Gardner.
Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with
back
Shoreline
to-
Productions, where you will learn.
Johnson kicks it over to the corner. Altenberger for three! Swish!
Wow.
Altenberger with maybe the shot of the year as far as keeping the Hawks into contention for a district playoff spot. Gives Terrace a 5-point lead with 1:21 now showing on the game clock.
Altenberger has 3 threes this game, too. He's been on fire.
Yeah, 4 last game against Shorecrest, so certainly any slump he was in early on in the season or in the middle of the season, he seems to be coming out of it. Johnson batting that ball out of bounds.
Hey, shot clock. Hey, that's on a reset.
1:05 to go. We're going to have a little bit of a conference here as somehow the shot clock was reset. We're now getting a correction here, by the way. Massey with 3 fouls. Is that correct, Vince DeMiro?
Oh.
Apparently Massey only had 3 fouls. One of those other fouls was credited to somebody else. Vince leaned over from his public address seat and pointed that out to me, so we'll keep an eye on that.
That puts a little bit better pressure on, or leaves a little pressure off the Hawks, I guess.
15 to go on the shot clock, 59 to go on the game clock. Meadowdale needs a score right now. They're down by 5. Nice back door over, lays it up, misses the shot. Give O'Neal a lot of credit. Beautiful pass to Over. Over just got caught underneath the hoop. Couldn't get the shot to fall, and Mountlake Terrace is going to take possession with 49 seconds to go.
Meadowdale needs to stop here.
And we'll keep it right here. 49 seconds to go. Meadowdale with the full timeout. And since we mentioned the father-daughter ball, I want to mention a few other things going on at Mountlake Terrace this week. A few fundraisers going on. Tuesday night, February 10th, if you head over to Red Onion Burger between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m., order any kind of food or beverage, and at 20% of the sales will go to the Mountlake Terrace baseball program. So again, February 10th, this Tuesday, Red Onion Burger over at the corner of 44th and 212th. Head on over there, support the Mountlake Terrace baseball team, and get some delicious food. Also happening tonight as well as tomorrow night, we've got a musical taking place over at the Mountlake Terrace Theater.
Yeah.
Gypsy is playing.
Yep, it's $10 for regular people, $8 for senior citizens. I've heard it's been an absolutely amazing show, and our drama director, Jeannie Berzovic, she's great at what she does with drama, so, come on and attend. It's got to be great.
So tomorrow, 7 o'clock, it's the 4th of 4 nights tomorrow night.
Yep.
Your last chance to see it. You can get tickets by going to www.showtix, that's T-I-X, the number 4, the letter U.com. So showtix for you, number 4, letter U, and Tix is T-I-X.com. Get on out to that. 49.8 seconds to go. And Harry White's going to catch part of Altenberger's arm. Picks up the foul. Only the 5th team foul against Meadowdale.
Are they intentionally fouling now? Or that's an interesting strategy if they are.
Well, you're down by 5 with 49 to go. I don't know that White was necessarily looking to foul. I think he was trying to overplay, hoping to get a steal or to bat the ball off of a Hawk player. It didn't work that time, so he picks up the foul. Altenberger gets it, double teamed, kicks it to Gardner, throws it ahead, and Charlie White steals the ball, over for the 3! Off the iron, bounces into the air, and the Hawks got away with one as Over was not able to make the basket. Anima fouled with 37 seconds to go, and that could have been a very costly turnover for Terrace.
Now, Anima's 2 for 4 from the line, so he's got to make these crucial free throws.
Yeah, Anima coming into the season shooting 71%. That was only the 6th team foul against Meadowdale, so that does not put the Hawks at the free throw line just yet.
Oh, okay.
The next foul will, however. Johnson finally throws it into Anima, and Anima immediately fouled by Wilson.
Now he goes to the line, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Shooting 1-1, so if he misses the first, it is a live ball. 36.6 seconds to go.
In the event of a miss, I have a prediction that Meadowdale's probably going to go to the 3. They've been utilizing it all night.
Yeah, they have plenty of options from the three-point line as well. This trip to the free throw line brought to you by our friends at the Edmonds Sports Academy. Anima hits the first shot. Anima with 13 points in the second half alone. Only had 2 at halftime.
Doesn't look like he's injured at all.
So we'll keep it here. 30-second timeout, so don't go anywhere. And let me ask you this right now. Meadowdale's regular season, now they're going to call a full timeout. We're still going to keep it here with 36.6 seconds to go.
Other plumbing problems?
Terrace
call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
To get into the playoffs. Think there's any chance these Meadowdale guys might be at that game that night?
Probably. I mean, they probably wear green and yellow for all that. Oh, wait.
Well, it's Shorewood, so they'll be wearing blue.
Sorry.
They can wear their own uniforms.
Blue,
they're also blue, yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably be decked out in blue and supporting the Shorewood. You wouldn't even be able to realize they're Shorewood or Meadowdale kids, honestly.
And I'll tell you what, that's got to be just an agonizing feeling if you're Meadowdale, if that is in fact what happens tonight.
Yeah.
You're going to have to watch another team try to take care of business, no longer controlling your own destiny to get into the playoffs.
But hey, I've seen 8 points in 9 seconds, so if that's the case, anything can happen here.
I'm going to say, no matter what happens, this is a very nice season for this Meadowdale team. 10-win season, first time they've done that in a while. Andy Strait and the rest of this team, they've done a great job all year. And misses the layup. Ball comes down to Anima. Over to Altenberger. He's going to try to dribble it out and gets fouled with 23 seconds to go.
And Altenberger is a great free throw shooter from what I can see. So,
yeah, a little bit rough this year in games. He's 65% from the line. A couple big ones coming up here right now, though. Gabe with 9 points already in the second half as well. Gabe's got a Band-Aid on the right side of his head there, too. Gets the first free throw to go, and this trip to the free throw line is also brought to you by our friends over at the Edmonds Sports Academy.
Oh, that's what that was. I didn't know that was a Band-Aid.
Thought it might have just been a stylish thing, huh?
Yeah.
Just a little shave in the head there.
That's what I thought.
He definitely has a Band-Aid there. Not sure what happened, but that's new from the last time I saw him. Altenberger hits the second one also. How many rebounds does Anima have right now?
Anima has 7.
7 rebounds to go along with a big second half. Over gets that shot to fall. And immediately, Andy Strait wants to call a timeout, a full timeout. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back. You're watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
To see how much you can save on car insurance and much more, call Jeff Smar. Jeff's office serves many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mountlake Terrace. He can be reached at 425-949-7103 or jeffsmar@allstate.com.
Welcome back to the Sound Alive Sports Network, presented by Shoreline Community College. Steve Willits along with Irvin Zhang. And Irvin, 13.6 seconds away from the Hawks keeping their season and their district playoff hopes alive with a 7-point lead against Meadowdale.
It's possible, but it's certainly not plausible, I'll tell you that.
Joey, come on, Joey.
Massey throws it in to Anima. Anima drawing the foul, and he's going to head to the line. And unbeknownst to me, I was not at the game on Tuesday night, as we were not broadcasting that night. Altenberger collided heads with a Shorecrest player during that game. Cut his head open, had to head down into the locker room, had part of his head shaved down there in order to get the Band-Aid on and get stitched up a bit, and came back in and finished that game, by the way.
That's an interesting approach.
So Nima hits the first free throw, and this trip to the free throw line also brought to you by our friends over at the Edmonds Sports Academy. 47-39, Hawks by 8. We invite you to stick around. We'll have our player of the game immediately afterwards. We'll get a quick interview in with one of these Hawks players. As Griffin Over is going to take a timeout. 10.6 seconds to go. Meadowdale down by 9. Meadowdale's going to use their full timeout, their last timeout. So no doubt
clogged drain,
this game is pretty
other
much in the
plumbing
books
problems,
as we mentioned.
call
Meadowdale,
Action Jackson
10 wins on the
Plumbing
season
for
and some big wins down
24-hour
the stretch
service.
too, by the way. And
Owned
not to
by
say
a
that their
lifetime
season's over.
Edmonds resident and
We'll
Edmonds Woodway
continue
grad,
as the Hawks
Action
lose
Jackson
to
is the
Shorewood, but in
drain
case
cleaning
Meadowdale
specialist.
season is over,
They can
just
unclog
looking at a
most
few
internal
games here,
drains for only
two huge wins
$99
last
plus
week
tax.
against
Call
Edmonds Woodway and Glacier Peak.
425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
That Edmonds Woodway game, they trailed by double figures in the third quarter. It's really a good group of ball players on this Meadowdale team. This is a Meadowdale team that is 2 years removed from a 4-win season. So again, you can't say enough about what Andy Straight and the rest of that staff, Roger O'Neill and the rest of the crew over there have done with this group of ball players, and a good group of kids at that. Group that we've gotten to know a little bit over the course of the fall, as well as 5 of these players played on that football team that won Wesco 3A South. O'Neill to inbound the ball.
Good, Daniel. Good, Joe. Okay.
Finds Wilson down low. Wilson with the easy layup. And Streight's going to use his final timeout. Why not? You can't take him with you, right? So with 8.3 seconds to go, we got another quick timeout. This one's a 30-second timeout. So, Irvin, you write for the Mountlake Terrace school newspaper, the Hawkeye. Any interesting storylines coming up or things we should keep an eye on for the future here?
Oh, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but lately I did an article about the Boxley family. Mountlake Terrace fans should know about him. Mike Boxley works at our school right now. They've had a very storied basketball careers here, and it's focused around Seamus Boxley, so that's going to be coming on our next issue. Yeah, that's going to be a great story. Other than that, we have great theme this year.
Hey, wanted to mention one other thing before this game ends is ball is thrown back to Massey. Massey getting the foul from Harry White. Griffin Over made a nice play a minute ago, and I wanted to mention this earlier, and I'm finally going to work it in here. I saw this on linwoodtoday.com earlier this week. Griffin was recently selected as a candidate for the United States Presidential Scholars Program through the White House Commission on Presidential Scholars and the United States Department of Education. Those spots are given out based on academic and artistic success, leadership and involvement in the school and in the community, and they look for people who represent excellence in education and the promise of greatness in America's youth. Part of that honor comes with an invitation to Washington, D.C. in June. So Griffin Over, if you're watching this game later on and you get a chance, I just wanted to commend you on that. That is quite the distinction there, and hopefully you get a chance to go to D.C. and enjoy yourself. But before that, you're going to throw up the final three. You missed it. And the game is over. The final score, Mountlake Terrace 49, Meadowdale 41. Hawks winning on senior night, keeping their season alive. We've got a game coming up on Tuesday against Shorewood, which should determine which of these two teams makes it into the district playoffs. Take a 30-second break right now. When we come back, we'll have our interview for the post-game show. You're watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
To see how much you can save on car insurance and much more, call Jeff Smar. Jeff's office serves many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mountlake Terrace. He can be reached at 425-949-7100.
Hey sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the West Coast Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the West Coast Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the West Coast Conference.
Sound Live Sports Network production services are provided by the Broadcast Field Production Class, a CTE intra-district course. If you are a student in the Edmonds School District, you can be part of the exciting world of live sports production. Learn about broadcast announcing, broadcast engineering, and sports reporting while providing a valuable service to your community. Contact your school counselor today to find out more and sign up for Broadcast Field Productions. Season is over. I'd like to see as many people as can get down there to Shorewood for that game.
And welcome back to the Sound Alive Sports Network. The final score tonight, Mountlake Terrace 49, Meadowdale 41. Derek Anima, you guys needed to win tonight to stay alive for a chance at district playoffs, and you got the W. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How's the leg feeling, first of all? I know you missed a few games.
Yeah, like 6.
Just getting back into it. Tell us a little bit about the leg, and still bothering you at all? It didn't look like it tonight.
No, that's the adrenaline. Oh.
You can do a lot with adrenaline, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to fix your headphone there. There we go. Hear you a little bit better.
I mean, this brace helps, so, you know, I'm going to fight through and play.
So now the last time these two teams played, you missed the game.
Yeah.
How was it you're watching a game like that on the sideline. It's a district rival.
Yeah.
Tough to watch, or does it just give you that much more motivation knowing you're going to get a chance later on in the
year? It's both. Oh, it's so hard knowing, like, you can't play, coach can't call your name, you can't go do anything. So, you know, it was hard for me at the time, but, you know, I use that as motivation, learning from what guys on our team do on defense, like the mistakes they have. So when I go out there, I don't make those same mistakes, and I just compete. Now, I know coaches always tell you guys to focus on one game at a time, but surely you knew coming into the night that you needed to win both tonight and Tuesday to advance, right? Yeah, we just got to take it like one game at a time, like you just said. This is just like any other game, kind of. But a little more pressure, right? Yeah, a little bit more, but, you know, we stayed focused. Well, and I know this is a team that has struggled off and on from quarter to quarter, and the second quarter was no different tonight. Yeah. You guys only scored 1 point in the second quarter. You were down by 6, and again, you needed this win tonight. What were the coaches telling you at halftime? Or can you repeat what they said at halftime? They didn't say much because, I mean, we didn't do a bad job in the first half defensively. So that's definitely an emphasis that we have. So we just kept playing defense, and we got open shots. We made shots. And you guys scored 16 in the third quarter. Was anything you did different on the offensive side, or just mainly get the shots to fall? Yeah, just staying aggressive. I missed 2 free throws in the first half. You know, got to keep being aggressive, go to the free throw line. And I think I made the rest of them. So, you know. you were 6 for 6 in the second half. Yeah, so that's what we have you down on record for anyway. Now, a big game against Shorewood on Tuesday. If you win that game, you qualify for districts. I'm excited. You ready to go for Shorewood? ready.
Anything we need to be watching on Tuesday night? Or you're going to bring your A game, right? The rest of the team coming?
Every night.
So and unfortunately, we're not broadcasting that game, so you need to get out there. It's at Shorewood High School, 7:15. So Derek Anima, you end the night with 17 points, 15 of which come in the second half. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And again, he is our Sound Live Sports Network player of the game. Derek, I'll let you go celebrate with your teammates.
Thank you.
Enjoy this one and get ready for Tuesday.
I will.
All right, we'll see you later.
Thank you.
So again, final score 49-41. Derek with 17 huge points tonight. And it doesn't get much bigger than that. Show up for Shorewood, win and continue your season, lose and go home. Should mention if the Hawks do in fact win on they do it as we bring Irvin back in here. If the Hawks do in fact win on Tuesday night, they would play at more than likely at Stanwood. They'll play at the number 1 seed, as they'll be the 8th seed. Next Saturday night, they'll be playing somewhere. Now, if you're a Meadowdale fan and you're still tuned in, if the Hawks lose that game, then you would advance to the first round of districts. Also would be playing on Saturday night at a to-be-determined location. But it is a home game for the top 4 seeds in districts, neither of which will be Meadowdale or Mountlake Terrace. So whichever team makes it to the playoffs, they'll start their first round on the road.
Yep.
Interesting. Like I said, it was a tale of 2 quarters, really, the second and the third quarter. Meadowdale owning the second quarter, holding the Hawks to 1 point. Hawks coming out and scoring 16 in the third, and that was the difference.
Yeah, definitely. It was all about offensive stagnancy. It was different playing styles that I thought in the second quarter and third quarter. A lot of jump shooting in the second quarter, but in the third quarter they switched it up with the drive first and then the outside shooting, which I thought opened up opportunities for Altenberger down the stretch.
So big game coming up Tuesday night at Shorewood. This is a Shorewood team that I should mention defeated the Hawks earlier in the year, a game that we broadcasted right here on the Sound Live Sports Network. A very talented Shorewood team, but really a Shorewood team that, to be quite candid, a little bit inconsistent at times this year. And you can kind of describe the Mountlake Terrace Hawks that way as well. So if you are a Meadowdale Maverick fan or you're a Mountlake Terrace Hawks fan, well, if you're a Maverick fan, you just have to kind of sit on the edge of your seat and hope that Shorewood takes care of business. If you're a Hawks fan, you need to make sure that you don't have those tendencies to kind of slack a little bit and watch your offense kind of get stifled from time to time, as we've seen all season long.
I think the game is going to hinder on whether the Hawks turn the ball over or not. If the Hawks can't beat their press and turn the ball over, it's done. There's no way that I think the Hawks can win unless they play absolutely amazing defense.
So that game, the game that we referenced a minute ago, that was played back on Thursday, January 15th. Shorewood defeating Mountlake Terrace 51-40. Certainly, if you're a Meadowdale Maverick fan, you would take that result again in a heartbeat. I mean, you're moving on.
Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't want the playoffs?
So let's just do a quick head count here and try to catch up on our scores. These are unofficial, by the way. We've got Charlie White tonight, 10 points. Reed Wilson led the Mavericks with 11 points, 9 points came on 3-pointers in the first half alone. Griffin Over with 5 points. Nathan Heilpap with 2. Harrison White, 5. Aiden O'Neill, 3. And Caleb Tingstead with 4.
Yep.
Looking at it from the Mountlake Terrace side of things, Daniel Johnson, big night for the sophomore.
Yeah.
Again, his career high, 8 points. We mentioned Gabe Altenberger also with a huge second half. Altenberger with only 3 at the end of the first half. Comes out, he scores 6 in the third, scores another 5 in the fourth, gives him 14 total. So really Altenberger and Anima combined in the first half 5 points. And then in the second half, they combined for 26. That was huge.
Wow, yeah. He definitely, as I said earlier, switching to and going inside, and then it opened up opportunities for him outside, and he really lit it up.
Yeah, Ryan Lacoste, the senior, getting his last start ever at the Terraceum, 2 points. Shimron Massey with 6, and Justin Hopkins with a single point. And that concludes our scoring. The final, Mountlake Terrace 49, Meadowdale 41. Both teams still alive in the playoff hunt. 2 teams, 1 district spot. We'll find out who gets that after Tuesday night. So again, Irving Zhang, thank you very much.
Of course, always welcome.
Josh Morrison over there in the corner. We appreciate his help.
Yep.
And everybody on the crew that worked tonight. Certainly we appreciate the assistance, as always, from one Angelo Camo.
Yep.
And Erica downstairs, who's running the board for us. I'm Steve Willits. You've been watching the Sound Live Sports Network. Have a good night.